today, and we thank you for your many blessings, that they flow straight from you, Lord, and we know that. We thank you for your wisdom in all things. God, we want your plan and your purpose always above our own. Father, we thank you for wisdom tonight. We thank you for kindness and conversation, for listening ears and an open heart. And we thank you that your will be done. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everyone. We'll do a quick roll call. Fire Chief DiMaggio. Here. Attorney Walker. Here. Deputy Clerk Enzo. Here. Curtis not here today.
Oh, he's not on the wall? Okay.
Town Manager.
Here.
Councilman Reggie Stacy. Here. Councilwoman Rachel Weeks.
Here.
Councilman Franklin Schuler.
Here.
I'm here. Vice Mayor Virginia Phillips.
Here.
All right, like I say, once again, I'd like to welcome everyone to this March 16th council meeting. First item of business will be approval of the agenda.
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second. I have a motion in a couple seconds. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item will be approval of the minutes from the council meeting of 3/2/26.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of last council meeting, March 7th.
I second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Oh, boy. Do we have any public participation?
I have none, Mr. Mayor.
No? All right. Informational items. The Bread of the Mighty Food Bank will be at James H. Cobb Park, March 20th at 10. I'm assuming we done got that worked out with the
Yes.
traffic situation.
Yes. Yes, sir.
All right. All right. Easter Bowl with an Easter egg hunt for kids and basketball games. Older kids and teens, April 4th, 2026, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and that's hosted by Jeffrey Patterson. Spring Break Bash and Kids Karaoke Contest at James H. Cobb Park on Wednesday, April 15th. Has anybody got any more information they can share with that?
Councilman Stacy Mine, he did an interview with Jessica Gilbert. I think he's going to be a judge for the karaoke contest. But they have done their application and they're getting their insurance and everything, all the paperwork.
All right.
So
They've already brought a flyer by the stores.
they're on the ball.
They're on the ball. Yep.
I just don't know. Did we talk about it?
Yes, we did. We voted.
All right. Y'all excuse me.
That's the Hot Mess X group
Oh.
with Jessica Gilbert. I dropped that out of it. And
All right, I'm gonna turn this over to our town manager.
okay, the first item we have on our agenda, and we're moving very, very quickly, is a report. If you remember, we voted to hire the engineering firm of Kinley Horn, and to kind of get a third view of our wastewater treatment facility. And we really put the squeeze on them to get them to report by today. And they do have a preliminary report. It is not the final report that we're going to get from them, but they do have enough together to give us a preliminary report. And so we have the gentleman here, and I think it's Mark Thomas that's going to do the presentation.
Good evening, Mayor Greenlee, Mayor Vice Mayor Phillips, members of the council. I'm Mark Thomas. I'm an engineer with Kinley Horn. Coming with me, Alan Gary, Vice President of Kinley Horn, and Ben Lehman, engineering analyst of Kinley Horn. So, as Mr. Berg said, we were hired to do a third-party review of the Waukesasa Wastewater Cooperative, and that's what I'm here to speak to today. You have in front of you a copy of the presentation and also a copy of the draft report. I would invite you at any time if you want to stop me and ask questions, please feel free. Otherwise, I'm going to proceed through it. So just a little background on the Waukesasa Water and Wastewater Co-op. I'm just going to call it co-op from now on. It's kind of a mouthful. Proposes to build regional water and wastewater treatment facilities in the town of Bronson and Bronson, Town of Otter Creek, and Cedar Key with water and wastewater treatment. The reason to locate it in Bronson, the upper Florida aquifer in Bronson has good quality water, better than they're getting out of Cedar Key, better than they're getting in Otter Creek. And then the wastewater treatment, they're proposing to have it here just to get it away from the Gulf and prevent infiltration of treated wastewater in the Cedar Key area. So the first thing that we did was we wanted to get a handle on what your system is right now. I'll start with the water treatment facility. Your water treatment plant is rated for 1.6 million gallons per day. Your withdrawals from the aquifer is permitted for 1.1 million gallons per day. Currently, you serve about 1,125 people via 680, 690 service connections. Your existing demand, the water use is around 225,000 gallons per day. Next, we prepared some projections of your water demand from now through 2045. We use a linear model. We'll get into that if you want. But the point that comes out of the projections is you're not expected to exceed your permitted capacity of your water treatment plant over the next 20 years. In fact, you would be maybe a third of the way there. Moving on to the wastewater treatment facility. You have a wastewater treatment plant that is rated for 83,000 gallons per day. You serve about 400 persons via 200 approximately service connections. Your existing flow is around 26,000 gallons per day. Doing the math on that, that comes out to about 65 gallons per person per day of wastewater in your served area. You've prepared projections for your wastewater flow. We looked at infill in your area that's currently served. And then we also looked at the portion of the town that is within the Rainbow Springs BMAP area. So the infill in your served area, that's definitely coming online. The BMAP area would require septic to sewer conversions, and so that is kind of up in the air as to timing for when that would occur. Business as usual without septic to sewer conversion in the BMAP area, you have capacity through 2045 and then some. At the end of 2045, you can have, say, 30,000 gallons per day of remaining capacity. What that means is you could start serving a portion of that BMAP area, taking septic tanks offline and converting them to central sewer with the capacity that you have in that plant. Now, if you take it to full conversion in the BMAP area, everybody comes off septic tanks, then you're looking at exceeding capacity by the wastewater treatment plant. However, our projections show a deficit of about 15,000 gallons per day. And so I think the takeaway there is you don't really need capacity now. You would need it potentially if you picked up all of the BMAP area and converted it to central sewer, but it's not a tremendous deficit that you would have with it. On the next slide, we'll talk about the wastewater regulations. The BMAP area cuts through the town. The entire town is not within the BMAP area. And you are fortunate that your wastewater treatment facility and your disposal area are both located outside of the BMAP. What that means for you is your wastewater treatment plant is not subject to the nutrient requirements had it been located within the BMAP. And in fact, your permit right now, all you do is report nitrogen. You are not held to a maximum concentration in your effluent. There are about 360 homes within the BMAP that would eventually need to be converted. We know that that will be contingent on grant funding for you guys. Alternatively, new development could utilize enhanced septic systems and achieve similar nutrient production. So that brings me to the conclusion. The town does not appear to need any additional water capacity over the next 20 years. In fact, we have plenty of water capacity. Full septic to sewer conversion of the BMAP, you would need some capacity increase at your wastewater treatment plant. But that's not today, and that could be supported on a rolling basis, really, with different phases of septic to sewer coming online. Of course, you can seek grant funds for those incremental plant improvements at the same time. In the interim, you could do certain things like pass an ordinance requiring the enhanced septic systems for new development in the BMAP area. Of course, DOH and Boone County control that permitting process, but it would be a good symbolic movement to comply with the BMAP requirement. So with that, I'll turn it over to you all and any questions.
I don't have a ton of questions, but the one thing I do want to focus on, and I've always been this way, especially in Rutherford County, is when you have a new development that wants to come in, and some of that commitment can be put in with that new development that's coming in. So I know there's a way for these things to happen. I know I was mainly over roads, so I had road requirements that I would put in for them, and you get them because the thing is, a developer is going to come in and want to do as little as possible. But if they really want to come and be here, they're going to do whatever it takes. So, we got things right now in the works where we hopefully can get a commitment from a couple of developers to help us, I ain't gonna say help us, but to make those improvements. And some of that development is possibly in the BMAP. So it's one of those things where, some of those funds may not have to be grant funds, they may be just funds from the developer. So,
And that is typical, really, for development to pay for development.
any questions?
So, just to reiterate, for our, I mean, I don't know when we could get everyone in the BMAP area on sewer. That's a long projection. We do know we have to meet our BMAP number by 2038, which is 270. But what you're saying is that we can make some incremental changes to our current wastewater facility treatment and increase capacity. Just not a wholesale bulldoze it, build a new one, but make changes that would help us.
You can make some incremental improvements and increase capacity at the plant. I would say with the need for 270 homes, our projections were based on 360 total
Right.
homes in the BMAP area.
Yeah.
And you're marginally over that plant capacity.
Mhm.
At 270 homes, there's a high likelihood that you would be okay with the capacity that you have.
Right.
You would probably be at capacity,
Mhm.
but you may be able to get away without making any improvements to the plant.
Okay.
I really appreciate that.
Now, you just looked at capacity improvements, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so there are other improvements that have to be up to code with their new laws, right?
For the wastewater plant,
Yes.
the wastewater plant is located outside of the BMAP, and it's under 100,000 gallons per day. And so, right now, and until that BMAP period changes, if it changes, you're only regulated on your EOD, biological oxygen demand, and your total suspended solids. There is no current limit on your nitrogen in the effluent. There's no nutrient limits for your effluent. Does that answer?
Well, I'm the chair of W3C, that's not what I've been told by anybody.
won't occur for 2035. Even then, probably won't change.
Okay. Then my concern is grant money. You guys know that. We've already been awarded through W3C, the cap that they give. They've not given the city any money. And have we heard anything about the grant through the, standing plan? So they're not giving us the money for the 270 hookups. And then if we do go forward with having people change over their septic system to the new septic, or their new, new septic sort, then who pays for that? That's a huge expense on
It
each
is.
homeowner. Way more than it would cost them to hook into a regional pipeline. So that's something that we have to determine. In the long run, is it better to have 270 people go out and buy a brand new septic tank and have that up to code? I mean, the people that are fighting W3C want to fight it because they feel like they can't afford it. Well, they certainly can't afford a brand new septic tank that's up to code, that's basically like their own sewer system in the backyard. And again, the state hadn't given Bronson any money individually. They've only given us money because we're part of W3C and in cahoots with Cedar Key.
But I'm just going to interject real quick.
Yeah.
That was my question for a long time. Why am I not hearing anything from the state of Florida when it comes to this? Because they know that getting more people on sewer in the town of Bronson is what's going to allow it to become affordable. We weren't getting it. So when I had called and talked with the DEP, I understood that because of the BMAP only affecting a small portion of the town of Bronson, and our waste treatment facility not being in the BMAP, that's the reason we don't score the points to get the grant money right now to be able to get those septic tanks abated. That's something that's going to come over time, I think. Eventually, the state of Florida will make it up the list. Right now, we're down here because right now the impact that we have on the BMAP is minimal, somewhat minimal. As others get funded, that list goes because those people disappear. And eventually we'll be up there to where we'll get that funding to be able to abate these septic tanks in the town of Bronson because, like I said, we don't score many points right now. And that's the way these grants are done.
I think something that we talked about earlier was that, the areas closer to the critical areas. So the areas close to Rainbow River are getting the money first. And that makes sense. We don't affect that river as much as, those closer areas. So I do think that it'll filter out eventually.
Yeah, they'll disappear after a while because they haven't got funded. So when they disappear, they come off the list, or the list moves up, so we move off the list. So it's just a thing where it's time. We got at least 20 years, but it's just a matter of time where eventually we'll be one sitting at the top of the list to get that funding needed to make the improvements that we need. And this cooperative probably may still be in play, because I know it's something that eventually probably will happen in the state of Florida. I'm not crazy enough to think that it might not eventually happen, but I think if it was super, super critical to the people in the state of Florida, they'd have made sure that even our portion of the equation was met, with funding for septic tank abatements. It wasn't met, because they didn't see it being as critical here right now. But in order to make that project go, we gotta have a lot of people being able to pay that bill. And that's where we are right now.
Right, if I may, the funds for the W3C get down payment on capacity for future customers. And those future customers require additional funds to come online from the customers. And you don't have a tremendous customer base right now to spread those upfront costs to while you're waiting for the additional customers.
Right. Now, for me, that's it in a nutshell. It's like it's taking a very small portion of folks to pay a great big bill instead of taking every single asset you got and to pay that bill. And that's what it is to me. But I know that that's down the road. I can assure you that W3C and these cooperative
We got 80% funding for the sewer because there's a cap on it. And the office, Connect, told us what to submit to remove the 80% cap. We did that last week. We should be hearing back within 2 weeks. We have the money. Bronson itself has zero money. And I just think we're playing Russian roulette if we say no to it. But I've explained the whole thing. I mean, they've said nothing today that we didn't already know. We've already heard all of this information, no offense, but I do thank you for coming in and giving this, just as a second, third, fourth opinion. But we already have all of this information. We already know that we don't need it today, but we will need it in the future. We already know that the pipeline won't be finished for another 5 years anyway. So no payments will be made on this for 5 years, at least. Yes, you won't be paying
We
on
would
it.
start paying at 60% finished and 60% design. We would
That's
start
if,
making that payment.
that's if we stop at 60%. That's what we would owe.
We would start making payments in the design.
Got a question in the back?
The statement was made that no additional information was given tonight than has been given in the past. I sat through the presentation and there was a big to-do about nitrate levels. And we had to get the nitrate level down, or we had to bulldoze that plant that's out there. The gentleman tonight said that there's no requirements on nitrate levels. I think that's one of the bigger pushing points that, hey, we've got to demolish the current plant we have and replace it with a new one because it can't maintain the nitrates. And this gentleman tonight said that the nitrates aren't an issue. So I think that's a major.
Well, that came from Scotty River Water Management. Who manages our water.
So FDEP, which regulates your plant, they issue your plant permit. Right now, all you do is report nitrates. They don't set an upper limit for you right now on what your nitrates can be.
That's because of the size of your plant and where it's
On that
located.
location.
That's outside of the email.
Yes, sir.
This is a question I have to ask. For all of the information that you've gathered, with your analysis, your reports, with the W3CD, what are your pros and cons that it would be good for the town or would not be good for the town?
It's all a question.
That's a question for you.
No, he's saying, his narration and narrowing it down, his point of view for him doing the research.
He's just giving us.
I will say that the goals of the W3C are admirable. Whether it's a good fit for the town, I think that's for you to decide. And I'm here to give you as much information as I can to help you make a decision.
You got something?
But my only thought is you do have a regulatory requirement to eliminate the septic tanks. And I didn't see where the WC3 plan helps you install sewer to eliminate septic tanks.
Right.
Yeah, Angela Rennick, who works under, Adam Laylock, she said that we would be more likely to get the grants for the city if we were hooked into this. So that's that, because we will have all of the requirements, we'll have, we'll be ready, and we'll be prepared to hold the capacity. We'll be up to code, everything will be up to code. They'll be more likely to give us the money for our city.
I think we can look at it from the angle also that you do have some capacity at your plant right now that could be used for potentially your VMAP requirement of the 270 homes
Right.
without any plant improvements. And so from the state's perspective, you could present it to them as this is really cost effective because all you are funding is collection infrastructure, the sewer infrastructure. We don't need the plant improvements because we have some capacity available for this.
1.1 million is all we need for 270.
That's kind of a steal.
We've applied, multiple times, and they will not give us the money.
So if we might could improve our points if we passed an ordinance, which
Yes.
you mentioned here.
That would help.
It's a good faith demonstration of
Right,
commitment.
I'll take anything.
Any more questions from anybody?
I greatly appreciate you, getting the ball rolling with getting our report ready. I know it's not the final report, but I thank you for being here.
Thank you. It was an honor to speak for you today, so. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Do we want to, continue with W3C agreement discussion?
I don't know how much more discussion, all the information.
Then,
Just gotta make a
we'll bring
decision.
it to a motion.
Any information to you?
Make a motion, anything, so they're not moving forward with W3C.
Well, I make a motion to sign the agreement for W3C.
I'm gonna say, I think this is a great opportunity. I don't think that it's as great of an opportunity for the town of Bronson as it is for everyone else in this situation. You're good.
I don't get a second, then the motion dies for lack of a second.
Guys, Bronson has no money.
Motion dies for lack of a second. We're done with that part of it. So I have a motion. I can't make a motion, but I will if I have to.
Make a motion for that?
Whether we're gonna go continue with W3C.
Oh, no, we're not making a motion.
And Pastor Gill, officially, I make a motion that we don't sign the agreement with W3C at this point. For all reasons that's been stated.
I say.
All right, I got a motion and a second. Any objection? Oh, well, I already discussed what I was gonna say. Any objection?
Just gotta call.
I object.
All in favor? All opposed?
I,
Motion passes.
All right, we'll move on.
Okay, I am seeking permission to go to attend the Florida City and County Managers, annual meeting. And, I got a scholarship.
All right.
So, they have designated me, thanks y'all.
Thank you.
They have designated me as one of their emerging leaders, and so I've gotten a grant to go to the Florida City and County Managers Association annual meeting in Orlando, May 27th through the 30th, and the registration is comped, the hotel is comped, and what else am I missing? Food is not comped, unfortunately. But the registration in the hotels is very huge.
Oh, like a year membership?
Oh, a year membership to the FCC, and
Oh,
it's
nice.
comped. That's correct. Yeah, thank you. And so, anyway, I would like to go.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, that's good. That's your birthday weekend, man.
Oh, it is, it is.
Make a motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve Amanda Huber attending the Florida City and County Managers annual meeting, May 27th through the 30th.
I say.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. While we're in that, I was offered the opportunity to go down by the Florida League of Mayors to the regional roundtable at the Cape Canaveral State Forest Museum. It's April 23rd and 24th. And I just wanted to ask the council permission to go. It's an opportunity to be able to kind of, meet and talk to the mayors around the state of Florida and maybe bring some ideas back.
I make a motion for Mayor Greenlee to
22nd. Any discussion? April 23rd and 24th.
Congratulations.
He didn't get us all.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
All right, back to, all right, this kind of came at me suddenly today, but they really wanted us to look at it and talk about it. The Levy County Board of County Commissioners is seeking support for the development of a Veterans Memorial Park and Garden. And that's in the lot across from the county government complex,
Next to
that's
the cemetery.
next to the cemetery.
Thought it wasn't big enough.
Well, for this, it is. They just are looking to have, their old idea was an amphitheater. It wasn't big enough for that.
Okay.
But this is just, they've given me a type of drawing that, and this is nothing set in stone and nothing's official, but they do have, what they propose to include in their grant application. Monument or large plaque recognizing all ranges of service, durable, long-lasting, weather-resistant picnic tables and benches, ADA compliant walkways and seating area, structured landscaping and flower beds. So they do, so they're putting in for this grant, and we're like,
Letter of support.
for our support.
Letter.
Yeah.
Permission to approach? Permission to approach, I just need to speak with Ms. Phillips.
Oh, you wanna give me a call, I'm gonna dig one out, thank you, ma'am. He will, but let's finish this first. Okay. I thought he had a comment on this, sorry.
So what kind of support do they need?
They just,
Just a letter?
Letter.
a letter.
We need to make a motion for that?
Yeah.
Make a motion to support the Levy County Board of County Commissioners in the development of the Veterans Memorial Park Garden on county-owned property across from the Levy County Government Center.
I said,
Have a motion in a second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, public participation, if you'll just come forward, sir, this is, hearing,
Yes.
talking about animal shelters.
Yes, I'm here on behalf of ASPCA. I'm sure you might be all familiar, probably from the commercials. Being in the community, we're actually stationed out of Gainesville. We came to Bronson to do some community outreach, just to spread the word about what's going on. Just was informed that you guys don't have a shelter here. Yeah. While I was,
The county has a shelter.
the county has a shelter?
City.
City does. Okay. While speaking with the community, I was informed that we were having a lot of trouble with, I guess you would say, unethical treatment of animals. And there's no shelter here, and we honestly just came, I'm not sure how to say this, spread the word about what's going on. With ASPCA, I mean, we do local grant funding for any shelter, as long as it's non-kill. So if you guys wanted to create a shelter to get rid of this problem that's going on with the overflow of animals that's being abused, neglected, or abandoned, we would definitely love to help out with that. Honestly, just help out with any situation that's going on.
Our biggest concern right now is really animal control.
Control.
We had, an agreement with the county that it's gone now, we got an agreement with the city of Wilson that's gone now, so, the county right now, they standing in, but they looking to go and do it another way also, so our problem is gonna be animal control, so if you got some outreach or some suggestions on where we might be able to reach out and get some animal control in the town of Bronson, that would be great. We're gonna have to train somebody or something, to get somebody trained up to be the animal control that work there.
You mentioned grant funding, could that be to build a
Yes,
shelter?
it honestly can be for any use towards animal
it just
shelter
has
that
to be
is
no,
needed.
and this has to be no kill, it has to be a no kill center.
As long as it's a no-kill shelter. And we also have forensic teams and investigation teams in place for things like this, the animal control, anything else unethical. You can give us a call, and, closed mouth don't be fed. I haven't really much, but from what I heard just for being here today, with these complaints, if you just bring them to the ASPCA, we'll definitely come out to the community and help solve these problems.
Do you have like a district or something? Are we like in Gainesville's district or something? I guess I'm wondering how you would come this far?
Right, so that's what I was saying with the local grant funding. So the closest actual main ASPCA facility is in Miami. But we gave local grant funding for the non-kill shelters that is in Gainesville area. So, but, like I was saying that I was informed that you guys don't have a shelter here. That's honestly where we need to start. We have to get a shelter here, make sure those animals get what they need. And we can start with that.
Do you guys spay and neuter as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Do you come here to do it, or do we send you the animals to Gainesville, or how does that work?
Well, seeing that you guys don't have a shelter here, we probably would have to bring them to Gainesville, but yes.
So what, if we had it here though?
Yes,
Then we would just do it here?
Yes.
You have somebody, okay.
Yes.
There's already grants in place for certain things with fixing your animals, like they have something called a rapscallion grant for, so if you have a dog that, if it looks like it has pit bull in it, they will fix it, usually for free or at very low cost. And they usually do that at the Humane Societies, but ASPCA does donate money to that.
Well, I appreciate you coming all the way to Bronson. Tell me.
Thank you very
Tell me
much.
all about
I
it.
really appreciate
Might be a solution.
Okay, thank you so much.
So if you just give us a call, we'll try to help the best way we can.
Thank you.
I got about 7, 8 cats at the house.
Maybe come on home, the other way.
I'm not sure if you guys ever heard of Operation Catnip. It's kind of a separate division, but it's kind of like things like that. We have a big enough problem to where enough people speak on it. We definitely, we honestly have no choice but to come and solve it.
We got a big cat problem. We have a huge, and
She got the information, Brad.
Yes.
y'all will come get chicken?
Honestly,
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all.
Thank you so much.
Thank y'all.
Public Works Director's not here. So it's you, Chief.
First thing is I've been working, trying to get a solution to our phone system up at the fire station. The old system was a internet-based one that our previous IT had set up. It quit working when he left. We have, nobody will get into the system at all or activate the phone, which has been a little headache. Currently, we have that number forwarded to a cell phone, so we at least have something here. But we need to come up with a more permanent solution, because it's just not working really well. And I've been working with the IT folks. They secured the phone number back, so that we still have the phone number anyway. But they have another internet-based system up there. I got a quote from them, and to have it all put together, and everything comes with $1,103.20. So that would give us back phone service with capabilities to get messages and things like that. So then we can put the cell phone back to use.
Right. Got the money in your budget?
I do have money to cover it, but it's just been one of those things that's been dragging on, I've been working on, and seems like the best solution for us. So it goes back to Verizon service, internet service that we currently have. So it's just adding that feature and then getting the software and everything lined up to match with the new system that they put in.
Make a motion for chief to get an update system for the fire station.
The phone system.
The phone system.
I second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Well, thank you, it'll be a big help for us. Next thing, I know I mentioned before, we were having problems with the engine. Well, in this morning's email, I got the quote to get it fixed. I almost fell out of my chair, but my desk kind of caught me.
Don't tell, don't tell us.
It's the total cost for labor, parts, and, there's, labor parts and a little bit other stuff. It's $11,450.01. So,
And where's that quote from?
this is from Premier Truck and Trailer, who's the one we got worked on it last time. Since it's basically a semi, it's been one of those things we gotta go to large places.
Yes, sir.
And we just managed to get it there, started overheating on us a little bit, we took one of them, I'll put this down on the way.
And water in the back to put in.
So we emptied that to kind of reduce the load to get there, but we took gallon jugs of water and antifreeze with us.
Hey, did you search out any other places to get folks from? Normally, a government purchase, government expenditure, especially one of this magnitude.
Right.
Need.
I have not, you'll have to put it back together for me to get it to somebody, but I can have him do that. Because they had to pull the engine apart to find, what it is, head gasket leak. So you had to take off the inner fender, of course, air filter system, the CAC pipe, alternator had to come off, the compressor had to come off, to be able to find where the leak was when they pressure tested it. One of the big expenses is there's a front cover that's on there, it's over the water pump and all that system, and that's gotta come off, and that was about $1,800. So, I'm not sure where else to take it. If, I'll keep searching and find for it, but this was, I knew it was gonna be expensive, but I didn't think it was gonna be this expensive. I'll be real honest with you.
For me, I mean, it ain't so much a matter of it being expensive. I mean, it is what it is when you
Right.
dealing with equipment, but it's just a matter of, are we absolutely doing the best we can to get the best price we can when it comes to stuff like this? So, sometimes we have to reach out to people that might know more than us. You know what I mean, to be able to get that information. So,
Yeah, I had one,
What type of truck is it?
it's our big engine,
What's the manufacturer of the truck?
it's an international.
They're Malden International's in Ocala.
Yeah, they rebuilt our engine initially back in, I think it was 2010, 2011.
The same truck or?
Same truck.
I mean, if it lasted 15 years the last time, I mean, I think about giving them a chance at it this time. And as far as putting it back together, they got tow trucks that'll drag it from one to another.
Okay.
You pay $1,500 to get it towed from one place to another.
Yeah, that could be the next expense.
And I understand that too, but
And that's,
if you already got pretty much a
I can listen.
diagnosis from this, I mean, even if without the price on that diagnosis, but he's gonna give you a sheet of rundown.
Yeah.
Even if I call another and say, this is where we are, this is what I got, this is what's gotta happen. At least if you get through, you know what I'm saying? It's just better for government to do it that way because it ain't a good look sometimes. I mean, when I find out that's your nephew, then them kids gonna be a bad deal. So and I'm just being real, it's just one of those things where you just have to kind of make sure you cover yourself.
I don't think it's hard enough to stop us from being total water and fluid just to go to Mullen's is not that, really that far, it's just on the other side of the
And
interstate.
if we don't save the $20, at least we did it the proper way without people outside. Cause listen, promise you, somebody out there in this social world is gonna come and say, hey, it's not nothing done just right. Why would you do this? I never want to do anything. I would never want to do Chief, that's the second engine, not the main engine, right?
This is our main engine.
That's the main engine.
And this is a little over 20 years old, so we're starting to get into that time where
And we want a new main engine,
so our pumper is now our main engine.
right?
Does, and this is off the topic of that, but it's like, does Lee County loan y'all one, y'all need an extra one or something, if you got one down?
Well, I kind of reached out to Wilson a little bit. I borrowed one in the past when it went down the last time, so we'll try to work something out.
So he just got a new, where the,
Either thing, I mean.
Yeah, I don't think Robert's gonna give up the ladder.
yeah.
I think Quinn's pretty nice.
Like I said, you should just do that now. That'll satisfy a lot of potential problems, you know.
All right, Attorney Bullock.
I don't have anything extra.
Okay.
Hey, Bruce,
Oh, sorry.
just to follow up with y'all's vote earlier, is there, if y'all were gonna terminate your deal with them, is there any outstanding money that the town of Bronson owes W3C and
We don't.
We didn't get the 6% design for that.
There is an issue though, and I do need to know if I'm supposed to step down, or are we waiting, do I need to go to the meetings and wait to see if the 80% cap is removed and then vote again?
that was the second half of my question is, after you voted, I mean, is there gonna be like a directive to send, that you direct the attorney or the manager to send the W3C, tell them that you're out, or?
Yeah, we would definitely send a letter.
So,
Go ahead, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think what we voted tonight, because I was listening for that, was whether we were voting to, not sign the agreement as it currently stands, which is what I understood us to have voted on, not to actually remove from the co-op. So the interlocal agreement that puts us in the co-op, that I didn't think we had voted to get out of tonight.
Thank you, I understood.
So,
My motion was that,
To not sign the agreement.
yeah, not sign the agreement for that,
right.
So that means you out of it.
that means. That's what I understand. That means, if we don't sign that agreement, we can't be in there anyway.
They have to move on without us, right?
Okay. So, we have the old agreement that has us in there. And I didn't know there was I don't know if there's a contingency in there that we would have to sign the current agreement as presented to remain in that other agreement. I think we're gonna have to do some talk with W3C to get out of the other agreement, to get fair the process.
The former mayor and former attorney for Bronson signed an agreement
Right.
that I was not a part of. It was before my day. And it said that W3C apparently owns the rights to the well.
Owns the right
And I just found this out this week.
to the Bronson
We
way?
just found
No.
this out this week.
The new route.
To the well?
So the way I read it, I looked at that some today, the
It was like
interlocal
Friday I
agreement.
found out.
Yeah, it says that W3C will own like the cooperative facilities, which it defined, is
Okay,
very
not the
broad. I don't know that, the property hasn't been transferred, so I think we would already.
And not
we
the
own
property, it would just be the new well that they just drilled.
Yeah, so the, maybe the casing or, the
Will
actual.
you check on that?
I can check on that, I'll see what their position is, but I think they would have a good argument that the materials that they put into it, they would be able to.
I think I should probably still go to the meeting
You're
tomorrow.
welcome to come drag me.
So how will they own the rights to the well if they don't own the property?
Well, that's what I'm saying, I think the hole in the ground goes with the property.
Right.
If there's metal casing they put in it, or a pump at the top of it, or something like that,
Yeah, there's nothing there but a casing.
We can buy the casing from them. If that's the case.
I'll see what their position is.
I can't see that, they can't hold us to anything there. I mean, they may file a lawsuit saying that we can't use that water, or can't pump out of that well.
You don't need it anyway.
Down the road, but right now, our capacity is great, in our system, so. I mean, right now, we just gotta take a stand, and that's where we are, I think. I mean, I don't see us teetering in and out of this thing like this. I think you in or you out.
Okay.
And right now, I think that we have to be out. And may change where, you know, the pot gets sweetened or whatever, that where this may be a thing, but right now, it's just, to me, it's not a thing, and we just voted for it not to be a thing, so. And that was my understanding when I made the motion.
Okay.
When
I'm not
the
sure.
pot gets sweetened, then, and we're already out, they're not.
Okay, if they don't come back, they go somewhere else and get their well, their water from somewhere else, and we'll just move on with life. And I can assure you, we're gonna be okay, because there are things that are gonna be able to happen in this town. It may happen that, we may take small bites in our growth. Our growth don't have to happen immediately. We can take small bites and still grow in the town of Bronson. We just have to have people in place who kind of know how to make that happen. You know what I'm saying? So, no, I'm perfectly comfortable doing it right now, because I know it's not.
Can you do it to be here?
I'm perfectly comfortable doing this, so,
All right,
but that was my motion.
should we move on?
We can.
You got anything else?
I don't have.
So do I go to the meeting tomorrow or no?
I would, because you're officially off, but you go to the meeting, and then it's up to you whether you step down or not. But if you want, you represent the town of Bronson, because we're not a part of it right now, so I would go, because I would definitely go.
Well, honestly, I wanna stay on, because if we find
That's up to you. That's up to
if we
you.
find out in 2 weeks that 80% cap is removed and we can get full funding, then what?
And we done got out, and then they can go somewhere. I was already told, we're gonna get this done with or without the town of Bronson. So, I mean, that's where I am with it. They comfortable enough to get it done, then they'll get it done. We out. We just grow our towns incrementally instead of worrying about how we're gonna pay for these things. Cause you gotta still pay for maintenance of this stuff and everything else. So, it ain't like it's gonna be a free 8% cap, 20% cap, no cap. It don't matter if it's all free, if it's 100% on both sides of this thing.
It's not free,
You
no
still
matter,
got an expense that you're gonna have to.
it's not
deal with.
free no matter what. The town, or the people of the town of Bronson still gonna pay for
Still.
just like you buy electricity. You know what I mean? You're still gonna pay for it, it's not free no matter
Right,
what.
But
everybody.
even your grant is only gonna pay for your pipes. It's not gonna pay for the pipes that go from your road to my house. It's not gonna pay for the plumber to hook it up. It's also not gonna pay for my tap fee, which the town of Bronson will come up with a tap fee. Because it's gonna cost WC3 will charge Bronson a tap fee, and that tap fee then will be passed on to me.
Okay.
And we're not in a position where we need to get rid of septic systems at this point. We are not on that map at this point today to get all of that done. They've been trying to get rid of septic systems since 1972. It was called the Clean Water Act. You know, I agree with how the decision went tonight, because I don't think that there's people in Bronson that could afford that. I can personally afford to get the water put in, but my neighbors probably cannot.
Can you afford the new septic tank that you're gonna have to?
Yes, I can, and I don't have to get that septic
Can your
system
neighbor
right now,
pay for
because
it?
I'm not in that area at this
Okay,
point.
we've actually voted on
We kinda
this,
voted on
we're
this.
gonna
We
move
voted
on.
on this, and it's-
Committee reports?
I don't have anything other than just what I asked for permission to do.
Okay. Ma'am?
I just wanna say thank you to everybody who has put any blood, sweat, and tears into researching anything about this, who has went out above and beyond to make sure that they got whatever information they could. Thank you to everybody in the audience for all your comments. Rachel, thank you for sitting on the WC3 board. Somebody was gonna have to do it. Thank you.
I appreciate it, Virginia, very much.
And thank you to everyone who has put work into considering this. This was always just going to be an opportunity, whether we were gonna go with it or not. I think it's great that we looked at it. I think it's great that we took advantage of everything that we could up until now. And at some point, hey, we may do this. But as for right now, we're just not. But thank y'all very much for all of your blood, sweat, and tears in this.
Can I ask you a question? Because when I write the story tonight, I'm gonna say you rejected the implementation agreement, but do they have to pull out of the single local agreement too? Is that a separate vote that they have to do?
I feel like they did, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna let you do the research on that, and ask the question,
Right.
and then, if that's the case, then we'll have a meeting in 2 weeks, and we'll address that part.
Anything, Councilman Weeks? Yeah. Councilman Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. All right, I've been working extremely hard at, putting all this together, for the fireworks and the parade. We do have the fireworks being the Forrest family, which we already agreed to that. Mr. Jerry Ford from Fantastic Firework out of Bell, Florida. Also, I have made a list of the floats or vehicles participants in the Independence Day, which I have a list for everyone. That's also the volunteers. As you see, my goal was 20. We have, for the floats and vehicles in the parade, we have 25. There are more that's calling, contacting me. We have, as follows, we have the Wrightsville float, Hot Mess float, White Key Construction float. Cricket, they're gonna let me know if they wanna float the car, but they do wanna participate, Subway as well. Southern Sun Bike Crew, which is the crew that came here after bike night. They wanna put their bikers in the parade as well. American Legion, down here on 27, wanna put a float. Also, they wanna help with sponsoring water and different ideas for the event. Nana's Place, she thinks she was interested in getting a float for the kids. Bronson Barbershop wants to do a float. Capital City Bank they want to do a float as well. Qualified Plumbing in town wants to do a float, and they also gave me a donation. So they gave me a donation from Qualified Plumbing. Then we got supervisor election, the tax office. They all gonna get together and make float for each of those. The Bronson Baptist Church, I talked to, what's the, Mr. Manley, what's the guy that's in the office?
Brother Doug or
The older guy.
Brother Nick?
The short one? Yeah.
Brother Nick?
Nick. Okay, Brother Nick said he will be talking to, thank you, Mr. Manley. I think that's his name. He'll be talking to the pastor to get the kids to do. He said he had taken it forth to the youth department.
Okay.
Bronson Public Library, I spoke with the director over there. She said they will get back if they're interested in the float as well. Chantilly Place, they're going to be out of town, but they're going to sponsor a float for the D&D's creation, so they're going to put their float combined together. Amex 88 in Bronson, they're going to do a float as well. Also, they're going to contribute some donation. The Bronson Youth League wants to put their soccer, baseball, and basketball at the float. And this Councilwoman Weeks, she's going to do a float as well.
Or a car.
Or a car. And I told her I would make sure that she's right in line, so she don't be one place to another, from the far end to the back end, so we're going to put her together. Levy County Tire wants to do a float. Premier Beauty Salon. She says she wants to do a float as well. The Smith Construction, their attendant, which is Mr. Josh Smith, because he don't know if he's going out of town. The Gainesville Shriners, I talked to them today. So they're interested in putting in a couple of the other guys, the Shriners.
That is so exciting.
Yeah, so I talked to them today. And he was excited. He said they normally go to Jacksonville. So he said they want to come here local.
Oh, that is so exciting.
So that was exciting news.
Very.
Living Hope Church of God, I'm thinking about my church. Living Hope Church of God, Pastor Chris Tucker, they want to do the float. They're also going to make a donation contribute as well. We also got to contribute from the abstract building over here in town. They gave like $100. Also, I I got a lot, y'all, been busy.
You have been busy.
Also, right here for the bank next door, say, dear Councilman, I hope that you are doing well. I want to let you know that the FSB Bank would be happy to sponsor the Town of Bronson Independence Day celebration. We appreciate the opportunity to support such an important community event. So they're gonna give us a donation. Me and Mr. Manuel already did a little paperwork to get that to us. And also Miss Tammy Jones from supervisor election, they're going to be sending some donations as well. So it's a lot of donations going to come between, I gave them a deadline between, because they asked for a deadline, so you needed 10 deadlines, so I gave a deadline between May, the middle part of May or the end of May, so that we can get a lot of funds towards this.
We have 5,200 on hand.
Wow. Mr. Stacy, I'm thrilled. I mean, you are part of this. This is awesome.
Yeah.
This is
exciting.
awesome,
And
Reggie.
I'm not even gonna lie to you, I'm kind of thinking that Ms. Bray might need to call you for some help for homecoming, because this is good.
Yeah. And then, like I said, on here we got 11. My goal was 20. So I set goals so that I can try to get what what we need. We got 11 volunteers so far. There's more that's going to be contacting me. I'm not going to stop till we get up to the time. Then we also contacted the sheriff's office. This is the only limit. So, and that's why I'm not gonna stop raising money for us. We contacted the sheriff's office because by it being a leave and it's a holiday, officers are not gonna be able to get paid. So we would have to pay $55 an hour per officer that we have. But like I said, I got a lot more money coming.
Well, we're only going to pay for maybe 2 or 3 officers, so maximum, I'm thinking $600, somewhere between $600 and $800 for those. And mostly, that will be the ones that do parade and then go and do our fireworks. So there might be some that just help do the parade and then go to other areas of the county or whatever. But the ones that we'll need to pay for are the ones that do both, go to both events and help with crowd control and that sort of thing. And they're not gonna charge for all of them, but, probably 2 or 3 officers, 3 hours or so at that rate is about between $600 or so. So, I mean, it's just an expense I didn't know about, that we will have to do. If we do parades in Bronson, Florida.
Do we need a vote on that?
I mean, we already voted on approving the parade. I think it's just part of it. We're gonna continue with it. They did say they appreciated how early we were,
Oh, that's good.
and that, and that they felt like we would be good with the DOT as well as early as we are. So I'm expecting a letter from the sheriff any time. So,
And I like to also say, Mr. Mayor, we had our rough side, and it's just like, now when you go in there, it's just like, it's just so feels so good, y'all. It feels good. We just working together, and I hate to keep bugging out, keep going in and out.
Councilman Stacy listening to wise counsel from others.
And I keep going out there bugging. I say, I hope I ain't bugging you. I'm not going to do anything.
We'll make as many copies of that letter as you need to.
Yes, ma'am. And then one last thing, 2 more last things. Me and her had discussed that maybe this is not in concrete, that we might have to get like a band for the entertainment. And I do have 2 bands at a very reasonable price. A Southern Burn band is the name of the band. And it's a female vocalist, and her name is Dixon Oatright, and she does country, southern rock, 1980s and 90s. I've heard her bid was $500. And then we have also Mr. Chuck Acevedo. His band is a rock blues country band, and their bid is also $500. So we thought they were gonna probably be very expensive for these bands, because most bands would be like 800 or more. But we just think, no, that these, we found these, you know, fair bands that play good music. And then, me and her will be meeting this week or whenever she got time on the schedule, so we can start putting the tennis schedule together, outline, and then also getting it advertised to the community. Because they need to know about it so that everybody can plan accordingly. And then one more thing, I'm sorry. At the beginning of the term, I had discussed about having different things that come out throughout the calendar for like different holidays besides the major holidays. We have a autism awareness, which is coming up next month in April. And by me being in the school system, there's a lot of kids that are artistic. And I had got contact with Miss Osteen. She does actually an autistic scholarship for autistic kids in our school system here. And we don't have a tentative date, but I do have volunteers and people want to participate. So I wanted to know if we could have a autism appreciation, like we did the health field, and do it like, you know, outside. And one of the participants is Mr. John Delaney's son, and he's amazing. He does like a superhero, and you'll be surprised just the things that, you know, and I think that's the way of giving back to, you know, just showing that we love everyone no matter the differences. So that's something that I want to bring to the council, if we can, you know, think about it or come up with a tentative date in April, because the whole month of April is autism. Yeah. You know, not be nothing big, just something, you know, just something a little small, and
Maybe like sensory stations or,
I was thinking that.
yeah.
We can even do that inside here, couldn't we? Just like small tables, just
Yeah.
like for a couple hours.
yep. I'm just bringing that forward.
Why don't we,
Puzzle pieces, cookie cutters, or puzzle pieces?
gonna do it, or you want us to come back on April 2nd?
Make a motion to at least start planning it, and then it's.
Because maybe the latest part of April, so we have enough
We don't
time.
have much time.
Exactly.
Yeah. I make a motion to start planning the Autism Appreciation Awareness Day.
And keep in mind,
For April.
keep in mind that our spring break is in April.
Yes.
I second.
Right?
I have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
That's all right. Thank you.
Really, you're gonna have any band, high school band in your grade?
I was gonna talk to Wilson, maybe see if they would do it, but that's a good idea too. Yes, sir.
We need to adjourn the meeting. We need to go. We need to go home.
Yes.
Frank, you got anything? You good?
I'm good.
All right, nothing else? Go ahead.
So
You can go home.
what's the total cost of the fireworks display, or fireworks show?
What did I know?
What is the total cost of the fireworks show?
The cost of it?
Cost.
Just two different.
One of the costs that we had it was like $7,500. $7,500.
But then there was another level that would.
Like
up to
10,000.
Up to $10,000 or $15,000.
So what's the
Depends on how big we go.
What was 5,200, manager's like,
I have that on hand.
Donation.
Already,
Donations.
donations already collected in the office, in the bank, in the accounts.
Nothing else?